Now exercise 1.4 of chapter first, real numbers. First question of this exercise: without actually performing the long division method, state whether the following rational number will have a terminating decimal expansion or a non-terminating repeating decimal expansion. Basically, we need to check whether the given expansion will terminate or not, right? So, how can we check it without actually doing the calculation? For that, we need to understand certain things. For any rational number to be terminating, its denominator must have a number whose prime factor must be either 2 or 5 or a combination of 2 and 5 only, right? So first of all, let us understand what is the simplest form. The simplest form is nothing but, like, suppose we are given with a number 3 by 7. Now, as 3 and 7 don't have any common factor, so this is the simplest form. Now, let us suppose we have other number 18 by 27. Now, this 18 by 27 both have 9 as their common factor. So, first of all, we'll remove that common factor. We'll cut these two numbers by 9. We'll get 2 by 3. Now, this 2 by 3 is the simplest form of this number, right? Now, the second thing is that it must be a multiple of 2 only. The denominator must be a multiple of 2 only. That is, suppose we have a number 3 by 8. Now, this 8, which is denominator, is nothing but a combination of 2's. So, we don't have any prime number other than 2 in the denominator, right? So, this will be a terminating fraction. Now, so let us suppose we have another number that is 3 by 14. Now, this 14 is what? 2 into 7. So, we have got a number other than 2 and 5 in the denominator, right? We have got a prime number which is neither 2 nor 5 in the denominator. So, this is a non-terminating fraction, right? The same is the case with 5 also. So, suppose we have 3 by, let's say, 3 by 15. So, first of all, we'll change this fraction into the simplest form. Since 3 is the common factor, so we'll make it in the simplest form, which is 1 by 5. Now, as the denominator is 5 only, so this will be a terminating fraction. Suppose we have 64 by 25. Now, this 25 is what? 5 into 5. We don't have any number other than 5 in the denominator, so this will also be a terminating fraction, right? Now, let us suppose we have 64 by 15, let's say. Now, first of all, it is in the simplest form. We don't have any common factor. Apart from that, this 15 can be written as 3 into 5. So, other than 5, we have a prime number 3. So, this is not a terminating fraction because we cannot afford to have other number than 5 and 2, right? The number can be a combination of 2 and 5. So, let us we have 3 by 40. Now, this 40 can be written as 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. So, basically in the denominator we have a combination of 2's and 5. So, this will also be a terminating fraction. So, I hope that these rules are clear to you. Now, let us start with the question. Question first, 13 upon 3125. Now, let us check for the denominator only, that is 3125. This 3125 is nothing but 5 into 5 into 5 into 5, that is 5 raised to power 4. So, as we have only 5's in the denominator, so this will be a terminating fraction. Moving to next part, 17 by 8. Again, this 8 denominator is a combination of 2's only. So, this will be a terminating fraction. First of all, we also need to check the fraction must be in the simplest form. And 17 by 8 is already in the simplest form, right? So, after that, we'll check for the denominator. Now, in denominator, we have 2's only. So, this will be a terminating fraction. Next part, 64 by 455. Now, this 455 on division by 5 will give us 91. Further, on dividing by 7, it will give us 13. And then by 13, it will give us 1. So, we can write this expression as 64 upon 5 into 7 into 13. So, this expression is already in the simplest form. But as in the denominator, we have prime factors other than 5 as well. So, this will not be a terminating fraction. This will not be a terminating fraction because we have 7 and 13 in the denominator as well. For a fraction to be terminating, we cannot afford to have numbers other than 2 and 5 in the denominator. Next question, 15 upon 1600. Now, first of all, we can see 5 is a common factor over here, right? So, what we'll do is, we'll divide this number by 5 first. So on dividing by 5 we'll have 3, and on dividing by 5 here we'll have 16 is 320. Now we don't have any common factor, right? So this is in the simplest form. Now further, we need to check the factors of 320, and the factors of 320 are 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. It is 6 times 2 into 5. Now 6 times 2 is 64 and into 5 is 320, right? Now as we can see that in the denominator we have factors which is a combination of 2's and 5 only, right? So this will be a terminating fraction. Next part, 29 by 343. Now we know that 343 is nothing but cube of 7. So this can be written as 7 into 7 into 7. Now this already is in the simplest form, right? 29 is a prime number and the factors of 343 are 7 into 7 into 7 only, right? So this is already in the prime simplest form, and as we can see that in the denominator we are having factors as 7, right? So this will be a non-terminating fraction because we don't have combination of 2 or 5, we have 7, right? So this will be a non-terminating fraction. Next part, 23 then divided by 2 raised to power 2 into 5 raised to power 2. Now this is very clear, 23 is a prime number, so we cannot have any common factor between these two terms, right? So this is already in the simplest form. Apart from that, in the denominator we have a combination of 2 and 5 only, so this will be a terminating fraction. Next part, 129 upon 2 raised to power 3 into 5 raised to power 7 into 7 raised to power 5, right? Now first of all we'll check whether this number is in simplest form or not. So we can see that 129 is a prime number. We don't have any common factor over here, right? And in the denominator part we have 7, right? So apart from 2 and 5 we have 7 also. So this will be a non-terminating fraction. Moving to 8th part, 6 by 15. Now as we can see that 3 is a common factor over here. First of all we will change it into simplest form. On dividing by 3 we will have 2 by 5. Now in the denominator we have 5 only. So this will be a terminating fraction, right? Next part, 35 by 50. Again we can see that 5 is a common factor over here. First of all we'll change it to simplest form. Now 7 upon 10. Now this 10 is nothing but a combination of 2 and 5, right? So this will be a terminating fraction as we don't have any other number than 2 and 5. So this will be a terminating fraction. Next part, last part in fact, 77 upon 210. Now we can see that this can be written as 7 into 11 and this can be written as 7 into 30. So 7 is a common factor over here, right? First we need to cancel that out. Now the remaining fraction is 11 upon 30. Now this 30 can be written as 5 into 6, or which further can be written as 2 into 3 into 5. So apart from 2 and 5 we have 3 present as well, right? So this will also be a non-terminating fraction. I hope it is clear. Question number 2. Write down the decimal expansions of those rational numbers in question 1 above which have terminating decimal expansion. So in question 1, whichever expansion was of terminating nature, we need to find the decimal value of that fraction, right? First is 13 upon 3125. Now this 3125 can be written as 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. This is 5 raised to power 5. Now to simplify this question, let us make a pair of 10 in the denominator. So for that we need to multiply each 5 by 2. So let us multiply each 5 by 2. So 5 into 2, again 5 into 2, and again 5 into 2. So basically we have divided this expression by 5 2's. So we need to multiply it by 5 2's as well, right? So this is our expansion. Now this can be written as 13 into 2 raised to power 5 upon, now this will make a 10, this again will make a 10, this again will make a 10, and so on. So basically in the denominator we have nothing but 10 raised to power 5. Now this is 13 into 2 raised to power 5 is 32 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now this multiplication comes out to be 416 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which further is equal to 0.00416. Which is the required value in decimal form. So next question. This again was terminating 17 by 8, right? So this is 17 upon 2 into 2 into 2. Further, to simplify the question, we'll make a pair of 10 in the denominator. For that, we need to multiply it by 5, each 2 by 5. So we'll multiply the denominator by 3 5s. Now, we need to do the same in numerator as well. So basically, we have divided this equation by 3 5s and we have multiplied the same equation by 3 5, right? So, in numerator we have 17 into 125 and in denominator we have 10 into 10 into 10, that is 1000, right? Now this can be written as the product of these two comes out to be 2125 and this is divided by 1000. So it simply is 2.125 in the decimal form. Going to third part. So this was non-terminating, so we need not to solve this question. Fourth, this was terminating 15 upon 1600. Now further, first of all, let us change it into simplest form. So on dividing by 5, we'll have 3 by 320, right? Or this can be written as 3 by 320 is nothing but 2 raised to power 6 into 5, right? 2 raised to power 6 into 5. Now we need to multiply, as we need to make 10 in the denominator, so 1 5 is already present. We need to multiply it by 5 more 5s, so we need to multiply as well by 5 more 5s, right? So this will nullify the effect. Okay, so in numerator we'll have 3 into 5 raised to power 5, that is 3125, and in denominator we have 2 raised to power 6 into 5 raised to power 6. Now this 3 into 3125 will give us 9375, and in denominator we have 10 raised to power 6, which is nothing but 9375 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So in solving, this will give us 0.009375. Fine. So this is the required decimal expansion. Next part. This was non-terminating, so we need not to solve this as well. Next is this one, terminating. So 23 upon 2 raised to power 3 into 5 raised to power 2. So basically we need one more 5 in the denominator. So multiplying by 5 as well as dividing by 5. So we'll have, this is 115 upon 10 raised to power 3. We have 3 2's and 3 5. So that will make 3 10's. So this is 115 upon 1, 2 and 3, which is 0.115, which is the required decimal expansion. Next is, this was non-terminating, so we need not to solve this as well. Next was 6 by 15. First of all, changing into simplest form. So 3, 2 and 3 into 5 is this. So 2 by 5. This simply is 0.4. Right? 2 divided by 5 is 0.4 simply. Next part. 35 by 50. First of all, let us change into simplest fraction. Divided by 5, we'll get 7 and here we'll get 10. This is 7 by 10. 7 by 10 is simply 0.7. So this is the required expression. And last part, 77, which was non-terminating. So we need not to solve this as well.